Hey guys, Retro Tico here, back with another video, and in honor of summer and the summer blockbuster, I thought I'd take a look at my movie tie-in collection. I'm a huge fan of movie novelizations, especially growing up as a kid. I'd always try to track down the novel before going to see the movie, so in a weird way I spoiled a lot of movies before I actually saw them, but for a long time growing up, that was I enjoyed that. I didn't mind spoiling it. I liked seeing the differences between what was in the book and what was in the movie, the finished movie. So yeah, I over the years I've amassed a good number of movie tie-in novels, as well as comic books, and a few sort of more elementary grade storybooks. So I figured I'd just kind of run through those real quick. And we'll start off with Batman. I found these in the dollar bins several months ago, picked them up without question. I'd really like to go a little bit more in depth on these because I am currently reading or rereading the movie novelization for Batman. I found this at Half Price Books a couple weeks ago, and I've really been on a Batman 89 kick recently. So hopefully a new video coming up in the future will sort of go a little bit more in depth on these, but I'll kind of start with the movie novelizations first and then kind of go into comic books and storybooks after that. So we'll get started off with Robocop and Robocop 2. Now, when I lived in Minnesota, there was a great sci-fi bookstore called Uncle Hugo's. Unfortunately, with the recent unrest that they've been having up in Minneapolis, Uncle Hugo's was burned to the ground by whoever. I don't know if they ever figured out who actually did it, other than the general, unrest, looters, agitators, whatever. I'm not going to go into all that kind of stuff, but unfortunately, Uncle Hugo's is no longer around. But I used to love going there, and he had a spot specifically for movie novelizations. And so anytime I'd go there, I would look through there to see what else he had. So a lot of these books are coming from his collection, as opposed to books that I've had, sort of growing up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Robocop 2. This one is not my copy, but I did remember I had this and I read this before going to see it in the theater. I loved Robocop, and I was super excited for Robocop 2 to come out. I remember my cousin, I believe, went to see this before me in the theaters, and I remember him telling me all about it, and then, I eventually wound up seeing it, and then was super excited to go see Robocop 2. At the time, I really liked Robocop 2 in the years since. I don't know. It's clearly the weaker of the first two RoboCop movies. Next we'll go Last Starfighter. I love The Last Starfighter. It's become one of my sort of most favorite sci-fi movies from the 80s. I'm trying to think of a kind of a term to use for it, but iconic, I guess, for me, for 80s sci-fi. And I remember reading this one. Alan Dean Foster, everyone knows he's kind of the king of sci-fi movie novelizations. So this one is great, and from what I can remember of it, I did read this. It varies a little bit from what's on the up on the screen, so it was great reading that one. And then maybe I'll do these two at a time so we get through them a little bit quicker. Gremlins and Howard the Duck. Gremlins, I have a certain fondness for. It's not one of my favorite movies. Howard the Duck, I got this mainly because it was Howard the Duck. I think I've only seen the movie once, maybe all the way through, bits and pieces here and there. But Gremlins, I've certainly seen quite a few times. And this one, what I liked about these was, they certainly had the movie shots from inside, so I loved looking at those. So we got Gremlins and Howard the Duck. My Science Project and Explorers. my science project, I was honestly surprised to see this in Uncle Hugo's movie tie-in section. I can't remember what this was all about, actually. I think it had to do with not warps, like kind of stargates or something of that nature. But I'm excited to read this. I haven't actually read it before, and it's been probably 30 years since I've seen the movie. Explorers, one of my absolute favorite movies from the 80s. This movie to me was the pinnacle of imagination, of putting on the screen what every sci-fi kid wished would happen to them, making their own spaceship, getting called by aliens to come see what they were all about. So this book, especially in the movie, is near and dear to my heart. Flash Gordon and War Games. Flash Gordon, I like it enough. It's a good movie. I think I need to sit down and watch it in totality a few more times, but definitely fun to watch when it came on TV growing up. And War Games, another one of those sort of like explorers, kind of loved it for him being smart enough to be able to sort of hack into the major US military systems and take over the world, basically. Yeah, both of these are great. Yes. Tron and First Blood. This book actually came before the movie, so it's not necessarily a movie tie-in per se, but a really good book. A lot different than the actual movie itself. If you know anything about Rambo, they originally shot an ending where he dies at the end, and that's definitely what happens, I believe, in this one. And then Tron, I have had this. This is my copy from when I was a kid, so I've definitely had this since I was, whenever this came out, 82, 83. Definitely had this. I think I got this possibly from one of those Scholastic book order sheets, which I definitely loved. Let's see. These are two of my newest purchases, newly acquired. This Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is not my copy, but I did have a copy. I had a strange, weird fascination with this movie leading up to it. I was super excited for this. I don't know if I was super into Dungeons and Dragons at the time. I don't know. Didn't really have an interest in Robin Hood before this, but for whatever reason, this movie really was, like super awesome to me. And so I read this before going to see it. I don't really know these days how much it differs from what's on the screen, but I went on eBay, found a copy for pretty cheap, and it's actually a really good, probably even unread copy. And then Superman, Last Son of Krypton. Of course, I was going to look for this. This doesn't follow the movie, I don't think exactly, but it's sort of the movie tie-in that was released for the movie. So super stoked to have both of those. Let's see what else. Now we're getting into Independence Day. Independence Day is my sort of has become my go-to TV movie, so to speak. Every time it comes on TV, I wind up watching it. My dad has a similar fixation with like The Shawshank Redemption and The Martian. Mine would be Independence Day. So when they announced Independence Day Resurgence, I was completely on board. It has its flaws. It's really not a good movie, but Independence Day itself is great. And if you want a summer blockbuster, this is this is definitely your choice. And then Crucible should actually probably be like this. Crucible is kind of a tie-in between the two. It actually sets the stage for Resurgence. So yes, my Independence Day love. And I actually had the other ones. There was a couple spin-off novels after Independence Day that I had, but I got rid of. They weren't very good. And then Aliens, Alien 3. I at one point had Alien Resurrection as well. I don't know why I got rid of it. Probably because it's not a very good movie, although I do appreciate it for what it is. But Aliens, Alien 3. Alien 3, I had definitely read that before the movie came out. And I always say, if you think Alien 3, the movie, the one that came out in the theaters was bad, I highly recommend either reading this or checking out the unofficial director's cut, because it does add a lot to the story that I think was kind of necessary for the theatrical cut in order for it to make better sense. But here you go, Aliens, and Alien 3. And then, of course, what would I be without Star Wars? Star Wars and Return of the Jedi. I don't know that I ever owned Empire Strikes Back. For some reason, Empire is the weakest of the three to me, or I guess my least favorite, maybe because it's so dark. I don't know, for whatever reason, Empire just doesn't do it for me. But Return of the Jedi, this is my copy from when I was a kid. Star Wars, I think I picked up at a Half Price Books at some point down the line, or a book sale or something like that. So definitely picked both of those up over the years. And then, what is the coolest movie novel tie-ins I have? What are the coolest movie novel tie-ins? I actually have found over the years at book sales hardback versions of both Alien and Aliens. So this cover is pretty amazing, and Aliens is just kind of the standard Aliens cover. But these are super cool. Really enjoy having these in my collection, although both of them are completely black on the back. So yeah, these are super awesome. And then we're getting a little long, so I'll kind of try to speed these things up a little bit. We'll just go through comic adaptations. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I found this recently in the dollar bins. Wasn't going to pass this one up. Definitely the weakest of all the Superman movies. Alien Resurrection. Here's 3 that I did, or actually it's just 2. Alien Resurrection tie-ins. I did have Alien 3 tie-ins. I don't know, I had a flood in my parents' basement like 15 years ago or so. Wiped out some of my comic collection, and my Aliens box was one of those. Independence Day tie-ins. When I got super into Independence Day about 5 or 6 years ago, I sought those down. Blade Runner, this is the combined version. I believe they did have a 2-issue, I think, series, and this is the combined version of it. I did have those 2, but I believe they're in the same box as the Aliens, so they got taken out. It was a sad day when I came home to discover that. Total Recall. This one I picked up recently in the dollar bins from STL Comics. Robocop. Same thing, dollar bin. Robocop 2, dollar bin. And Superman 3. So those are some of the movie tie-ins I have for comic books, and then I do have oversized Return of the Jedi. This is my copy from when I was a kid, so it's all beat up. Love this. It's kind of the oversized sizing. Robocop. This is, again, I think similar to the one that I just showed you. It's oversized, and it's actually in black and white. That's pretty badass. But yeah, this one's super cool. And then let's see, Alien, the illustrated story, Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson. I'm super bummed because I have bunch of alien tattoos, and I gave this to my tattoo artist for reference so that she could design something for me, and I get it back and it's horribly water damaged. So I was none too pleased when I got this back from her. But it's still readable. It's still going in my collection. It's still Walt Simonson. So yeah, super stoked to have this one still. The Last Starfighter oversized edition. This one's great. Last Starfighter really is one of my favorite 80s sci-fi movies. Again, it's another one of those what ifs. If I could only play, video game and get recruited by the Space Armada. So then lastly, we got some storybooks from when I was a kid. 2 copies of Return of the Jedi. I don't know how I got 2 of them. One's a soft cover, one's a hardcover, and you can see at some point I tried to sell this one in a garage sale. But yeah, these are, I don't know if anyone's ever looked at these. These are just kind of storybooks with stills from the movie. And then I don't have Empire Strikes Back, but I do have the Star Wars one. This one I believe I've had since I was a kid as well. Again, the same thing here, stills from the movie. And then finally, this is one of my kind of prized possessions, the Tron Storybook. This one I can distinctly remember getting from the Scholastic book club flyer sheets that you would get in elementary school. I don't know if I begged my mom for this one, but yeah, we didn't order from the Scholastic all too often, but it was always a great feeling to get to have those orders come in and then have your teacher pass them out to you. And this was definitely one that I looked forward to and one that I kept in my collection all these years. So I've had this since the early 80s. So anyway, guys, that's about it for now. I just kind of wanted to get back on here and make a little comment, or a little content, shall we say. Been gone for about a month. Family issues, both immediate family as well as extended family, have been sort of keeping me from making some content, and that will sort of continue on for the next few months. But hopefully, with any luck, I can get back to making some regular content soon. So I appreciate everyone sticking around, taking a look at this video, taking a look at all the tie-ins. This one has actually some really bad facial art now that I'm flipping through this one again. Yeah, this one's not too good. So anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and yeah, keep safe out there. The whole current state of the world is yeah, it's kind of heading down there. So anyway, see you guys later, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. See you.